and Brownie.
The podcast.
Good morning, Melbourne. Welcome to your bump day. 41 exposure sites. Seems like a lot.
Woo! Have these removalists been up to no good?
Well, I would suggest so. Who goes to 41 places? Like, I haven't been to 41 places in the last 10 years.
Didn't they have a shower at a servo? Or a truck stop?
Was it a shower? Who knows?
Exactly.
Who knows?
Or was it a McDonald's?
No, you know those big ones on the freeway? They
the
look
truck
nice.
stops.
The showers look nice.
Yeah, one of them go.
They look so...
They got writing on the walls.
They're free showers.
Yes. Meet
I've
me
always-
here at 3 a.m.
Here's the thing is, I've always
for a
wondered...
honky tonk.
Do you... They've been having a honky-tonk good time, don't you worry,
Yes.
at 41 places. Do you ever look at those showers and think, who on earth uses those showers? Well, now you know. Often, every time I see one, I go, who uses these?
COVID-infected removalists from Sydney.
There you go. It's a niche market, but we found it. We found it.
I found a song called Honky Tonk in the system.
Yeah, I
Let's
love
play it.
Right up and said,
Oh, yes.
Get up.
This.
that riding more.
This is one of your country music
Yes.
deep dives.
You haven't done country music muster for a long time.
I love the word honky-tonk.
Well, okay, so are we okay, though? Are we okay exposed? So Ash Gardner, quickly.
So far, so good. Hey, Ash.
Yeah, there were a couple added to the list overnight, a couple of tier ones at Calcalo, the Caltex and Hungry Jacks out there, but they seem to be getting on it super quick, so...
Okay.
I saw that there was a Hungry Jack's and a McDonald's, and who among us have not done that double trip?
Oh, boy.
Who among us have not ordered a Big Mac and then when it was finished thought, I'm going to have a Whopper?
Yeah.
And then you go to the Hungry Jack's drive-thru. I've done that. I've doubled up.
Yeah.
I'll put my hand up
Yes.
and say
Oh,
it.
so you think that is the reason behind their dishonesty?
Yeah.
The shame.
Yeah, the shame.
The shame.
Everything
They've
comes back to shame.
Oh,
Absolutely.
okay. So maybe on a diet.
Maybe.
Maybe they're on a diet and they don't want to get back to the missus.
Even if you're not on a diet, you don't want to admit that you've doubled up on the drive-thru burgers.
And Hungry Jacks have lost their way with the chips. Let's not forget that.
Wow,
They're thicker
really?
now. They're
Big
thicker.
statement.
I like a thick chip.
Come on,
I
Swan.
like a thick chip.
I love a thick chip.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie. What if you could score a bargain on your next holiday? With so much of Australia to explore, it's time to What If It?
What If has great deals on a range of hotels and holiday rentals, plus you can book flights and car hire.
Visit whatif.com. What if it's Aussie for travel?
I love when situations escalate so much that someone is forced to write a note to the perpetrator. And I think that it really shows someone's had a gutful
Yeah.
if you have to write a note. 13 24 10, have you ever received a note? My mum received a great note one time because she just parks wherever she likes, like in the middle of the road.
She could do better.
She could do it. The fact of the matter is she can do a lot better in terms of parking.
There is a lot of them in the centre of the universe, though.
Yeah, there are. Some maybe, I don't want to judge, but maybe people of advanced years.
A lot.
Just pull the handbrake up on the Mercedes, as my mother does.
Or the Hilux.
Yeah, not too many Hiluxes
there's not
in
as
the
many
centre of the
Hiluxes,
year. I'd
yeah.
say that probably Jonathan Brown is the only Hilux.
Never had the orange one, the burnt orange one. Just didn't that stand out like dog's balls in Camberwell?
I remember I was having a coffee in the centre of the universe and I heard it was like Razorback had come into town, a Mad Max's vehicle. I just heard this growl and I looked out. The great man, Jonathan Brown, former Brisbane Lions legend, alighting a bright orange four-wheel drive. And he just put his finger up at me. Swanee.
Like
And
he's-
you had parked in the middle of the road outside the station there to pop in and get a coffee. And I
that's
thought,
right.
there's no more Jonathan Brown moment than that. But the note my mum got was, learn to effing park, you Darrow. Which I think is an
love
interesting...
Darrow. I love Darrow.
You Darrow. Derro.
Yeah.
There was another word on there which was very harsh, the rudest word.
Whoa, the curly cur.
Yeah, that you can think of. And my mother was so shocked but also a bit delighted.
Was she? Okay.
Yeah, and we've saved that note because it's fantastic. In the UK, an old people's home has gotten sick of people digging up new plants. Did you know this is a thing?
Yes.
And they do it, so if the council here in Australia have planted new plants around traffic islands or whatever to make it beautiful. People come under the cover of darkness and dig them up because they don't want to go to, hello, and get their own bowls.
My mate Smithy does it near the train station.
What, steals things?
Yeah, well, no, the plants. There's good plants growing near the East Camberwell train station. He just whips down there and just knocks a few out, puts them in his garden.
Well, that's not legal or fair.
Well, it's probably not legal, and he wouldn't be happy I'm talking about on the radio.
Well, Smithy, you can look forward to jail / a poem written to you, just like this old-aged people's home has done. Someone has written a poem, laminated it.
Yes.
They've got out the hot laminator and they've written the following. Oh, neighbours, will you share our grief? Our plants have been stolen by a thief.
Oh, thief.
It's thief.
Gnome and grief.
Come on, mate.
They've been stolen. Why would a gnome steal plants? And also, gnome doesn't rhyme with grief.
Sorry.
No wrong answers.
Sorry.
You get there is a wrong answer.
Shame on me.
Our neighbours, will you share our grief? Our plants have been stolen by a
Garden gnome.
You walked into that, to be fair. You set him up.
giving him another chance.
You set him up.
Our plants have been stolen by a thief. Oleander's taken, newly planted, and so we cannot be enchanted. It's not great.
No, it's pretty ordinary. I don't think Paddy Swan would be happy with that.
By an ever-improving view, which we like to share with
You.
Good boy, Dino. So, thief, if you have any feeling for those from which you are
Reeling.
stealing.
Reeling was good, brother.
Wow.
That was good.
For a former Brisbane Lions legend, you are a terrible poet. It isn't from our management, always supposing that was your intent, but from us pensioners, OAPs, for plants we pay. So do replace them, please.
Yes.
132410, have you ever received a note? Maybe you've been too loud, there's been a party that's got out of hand.
Remember, I got a note, Swanee. We had a party at my place last year after we came out of the first lockdown, I think it was. And it was an amazing party.
That was a great party.
And the karaoke was sensational, including our rendition of Shallow, of course, between, what's his name, Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga.
Correct.
And we were adamant. We were convinced that the pool house beside my pool was soundproof.
We couldn't believe it that there were no noise complaints. And for a week afterwards, we were like,
Amazing.
this is unbelievable. That pool house is rock
Soundproof.
solid soundproof.
Until I got a note from my neighbour saying that pool house is not soundproof. And the karaoke.
It was a nice note, though, right? They weren't
It was a nice note. I sent him a cheese
It
platter.
was a nice note.
But, if you
Thank
kept
you.
doing it, I don't think they'd be nice notes.
Very true. Debbie from Sunbury, what note have you received?
Hello.
Hi, Deb. What note have you received?
Sorry, it's letting me move off.
Hey, Deb! What note did you receive?
I got a note from my neighbour regarding the dog barking.
Dog barking.
Oh, what sort of dog you got, Deb?
I don't know what's going on with it.
No. I was not sure.
You know who this is?
Sure.
It's Cyclone Debbie.
Oh, Cyclone Debbie.
It's Cyclone
Yes.
Let's go to Simone. Debbie's.
Debbie's just trying to work out what sort of dog she's got.
Debbie. I just know you asked her what sort of dog has she got, and she said, I don't know what's going on. You and me both, Deb.
We've all been there, Deb.
Simone from McLeod. Simone.
What a life.
Good morning.
Hello, you are a note leaver.
I am a note leaver.
I love this. All right, what's the most memorable note you ever left?
I left a note on a neighbour's car asking him if he'd like to go out for a drink with me sometime.
Oh, I love this.
I love that.
And we've been together now 10 years with two beautiful children.
Oh, this is a great story.
Simone, how often...
I'm cutting the story very short there. I actually left it on the wrong car, and then it eventually got to who it was supposed to go to. But, yes, I'm
That's
the
right.
note leaver.
That's beautiful.
I hope you're not a note leaver anymore, Simone.
thought, no, quite content. Thank you.
Very good. Just double checking.
Yes.
Simone, did you use sexy language on the note? How did you reel the target in?
Well, it was around the time of the song, Hey, I Just Met You.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought about leaving those song lyrics, but I thought, no, I don't think I will. So all I wrote was, would you like to go out for a drink with me sometime? And my name, my apartment number, and my phone number.
It's probably better.
That is the best. Having said that, would have been a good way to weed out if he was gay or straight, because if you're quoting Carly Rae Jepsen and he knew, sorry, you're out of luck.
That is brilliant, Swanee.
You're out of luck. One of the great songs, one of the great poets, Carly Rae Jepsen.
Jeppo.
Simone, just quickly before we let you go, and Dino loads you up with a prize.
I miss Debbie.
How long until you received communique from your boy?
Great question.
Well, I left the note on a Sunday night, and then on the Monday night realised I'd left it on his neighbour's car. So he contacted me saying, it could have been worse. My wife could have found the note. And I thought, oh, my gosh, no wife is ever going to believe that you received a note from a stranger. So it took about 4 days, actually. And so for a little while there, I thought perhaps he was unemployed because he hadn't moved his car. And so, yeah, but it turned out fine.
And did he write a note back to you, or did he just call you?
No, he sent a text message saying, I was thinking the same thing.
Oh, that's great.
It was meant to happen.
I love that, Simone. Beautiful.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
The podcast.
Morning, Melbourne. What a great day it is. Wednesday, mid-July. Sam Pang.
Mid-July.
It's mid-July.
Good morning, Melbourne.
We're almost exactly halfway through winter, and I don't know if I'm going out on a limb here. I feel like it hasn't been that bad.
No,
of course, I say that it's been raining all morning, but I think yesterday was beautiful. I got some vitamin D, went for a walk.
Really?
Beautiful.
Big day.
Good for you.
Beautiful sunny day.
You know how I know that things are kind of straightening up in this fair city?
How do you know?
Front bar tonight, audience are back.
Fabulous.
Right.
I thought you were going to say the reason I know that things are straightening up in this fair city is 41 new exposure sites.
Hey-oh.
41.
Yeah.
What? I was saying earlier, I haven't been to 41 places in the last year.
That's right.
41?
And these removalists with the spicy cough.
We know why,
41.
Too. We got to the bottom of it. Well, they've been a bit deceptive because they were embarrassed or shamed that they went to McDonald's and got a Big Mac, and that wasn't enough. So they went to the nearest Hungry Jack's and got a Whopper.
Hungry Jack's and McDonald's in the same day.
What were they doing? A taste test? They're doing an offer. I thought the worst thing was they ate, didn't they? They ate in at Macca's, I think, didn't they?
That's old school.
That
It's
is
a
old
restaurant.
school.
It's a restaurant.
They had a share at a truck stop.
It is a restaurant.
They left their number on the wall.
Do you remember I treated the kids to eat in McDonald's? It was the dream
was
for them.
Piggy.
And my daughter Peg had never eaten in before, and she goes, "Oh, I can't wait for the waiter to come over and take our order." It's not that kind of restaurant.
Make sure you tip him on the way up.
Speaking of front bar.
So Jack Rewalt's on. You know, Jack plays in Stranger's
Games.
Game.
Yeah, I saw him last
he's
night.
He's our main guest.
I want to come. I want to be in the audience.
I wouldn't have thought so, Christine. There's go out and ring this number now and see if you get through.
What number, bang?
That's it.
That's an old. It's
What
like an
number?
old Melbourne club. It's male only, Swanee.
The number is...
Oh,
Hey,
right.
just ring Nova. Everyone knows the number.
What's the number, Sammy?
Man, it's the big one. It's the big one.
You say it right now.
24 31 10.
13 24 10 if you want to be at front bar tonight.
If you
6 years.
Come along.
It's going to be amazing.
Mate, I can't wait.
Do you want to see what this looks like? Well, get the visuals on Instagram. Follow Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
And yesterday I was asked Brownie a fantastic question from Steph from Blackburn.
I had a quick question for Brownie. On Fox Footy, how is the pressure gauge calculated?
Yes!
All right, okay. Talk to us about the pressure gauge, Steph, because I'm not sure what it is.
Well, I'm not too sure either, but they use it all the time. And
Nonsense.
Yes, it really seems like nonsense.
Why would you ask a Fox Footy football analyst what the pressure gauge is? Because he would have no idea.
Yeah, no, because
Can you explain?
you're all just puppets. You all just say whatever's in your ear, whatever's been fed into your ear with your earpiece, you just say that. Oh, so the pressure gauge is at 100.
Well, no, it shows up on the screen and it comes up.
What is it? Can you explain what it is?
Well, it's like not a graph, but it's like a bar that goes along. So the pressure, it's the amount of defensive pressure a team is putting on the other team, and you can measure that, Swanee.
How?
And roughly about, well, why ask me, Swanee? Why would you bother asking me? I've gone straight to the source.
We shouldn't.
I've gone to one of the main creators of the pressure factor, Daniel Hoyne, who's a Fox Footy stats guru and champion data stats guru.
Are you wearing a white coat, Dan?
Morning, guys. I've got my lab coat on for you, Chrissy. I thought that might be appropriate.
It is appropriate. God damn well is, Dan.
Now, Hoyne, you are tasked with the unenviable task of trying to explain to all our listeners what is the pressure factor.
How do you do it?
It's cool.
Well, it is quite complicated, but I'll try and keep it as simple as possible.
Good.
So basically, we've been doing this for more than 10 years now, and on every single disposal a player has in a game, we have two people that are assigned to value the pressure applied on that single disposal. And the pressure value can range from as high as 375, which means that 375 value is seeing an opposition player apply physical pressure, to as low as 75, where there is being no pressure.
Hold on. No, Dan. Go back and finish this. The most amount of pressure being applied by 375 by two players. Keep going.
Yeah, so 375 is the highest amount of pressure that a player can apply. The next highest is 225, and basically the pressure that you see is the average of each on each disposal that has been applied.
Brownie, are you?
I wasn't aware of that.
Oh no, no, really?
But who gets to decide the value?
Yes, how?
We have two staff every game that are assigning it. They're trained up. They know they know the rules that's actually there to apply, and they're consistent across the whole season.
Trained up as in they've had 6 beers.
So when we're watching it, Hoyne, when we're watching it at home, or even if you're commentating and you're watching this pressure factor pop up on your screen, what would be classed as a better than average score?
Oh, basically, as you say a lot of the time, Brownie, if you get anything over 200, your pressure is off the chart. That only happens 10% of the time.
That's off the charts. Can I just say one of the main issues that I have with the whole thing that we're talking about is that you had Dan Hoyne on to talk about the pressure gauge, right? Yeah. And your two questions to Dan, you've called it the pressure factor. You don't even know what it's called. You don't even know what you're talking about.
It's the same thing. It's all the same thing. It's all to do with pressure.
Dan, the conversations between these two, I'm going to call them statisticians. Statisticians that are
nerdburgers.
Putting the values on. Do they have conversations like, I reckon that's about 200 to you?
Exactly.
180, 180 at best.
Question.
You're an idiot. I'm going to replace you. No, 150. Is that the sort of conversation?
No, they do. They do have a bit of healthy debate. Bit of healthy debate's always good, I think, Chrissy. But the funny thing is, though, guys, I don't know, Brownie, if you remember that we put together a package on Fox last year, actually explaining the pressure gauge and how it all works. And Brownie actually led that package and did a magnificent job.
You led it.
He led it. He did an amazing job.
Did he call it by the right name in that particular segment?
Articulated everything perfectly.
I'm sure you led it well.
I can't even remember that.
It feels as though you haven't retained anything, Brownie.
No, I haven't. I can't even remember doing that segment. But
Dan, Hoyne. Oh no. Uh-oh.
Oh yeah. Now it's time for How Much Do You Bench Press with Jonathan Brown.
Out of nowhere it comes.
Whenever we get a football person on, Hoyne, even though you're one of the greatest analysts the game's ever seen, you are involved in the AFL industry, so we need to ask you, how much do you bench? You love the gym, Hoyne?
I have to love the gym, Brownie. I'm around you and Roo and all these blokes all the time. But how much do I bench, Brownie? Well, I would bench be single figures at best.
Give us a number.
Under 100?
Under 100.
What,
under
9
100.
kilos?
My 100. Sorry, double digits. It wouldn't be triple digits.
Jeez, mate.
Chrissy.
Have you ever broken 100?
Brownie, us nerds, we don't get above 3 figures, Brownie. We're happy to just.
We need a number, Dan. We need a number.
I'll go about 85.
We wanted to wait, not your number on the pressure gauge, by the way.
Hey, if you want to go to hey, Dan, thanks a lot, man. We love you. If you want to go to the footy, 13-24-10. Catch Brownie and the Fox Footy team every game of every round, plus finals games leading into the grand final. Live in HD and ad break free. During play, Fox Footy, Channel 504 on Foxtel.
Dan's a nice guy, but that may have been the biggest waste of time.
This is the Chrissy, Sam and Brownie podcast. Carl Chandler, a comedian, or you may have heard him on a podcast called The Little Dum Dum Club with his mate Tommy Dasilo. Speaking of that podcast, you can see The Little Dum Dum Club's 500th episode live at the Athenaeum Theatre on August 14 and the Great Australian Podcast Festival November 6 and 7. Tickets at littledumdumclub.com.au. That was a long plug. Here's Carl.
I can't wait for this Great Australian Podcast Festival. It sounds like an absolute ball.
Yeah, no, it's going to be absolutely huge. It's Palais Theatre. I would say, off the record, it is way too big for us, but we'll see. That's a place.
Not true.
I've seen big bands there, and all of a sudden I'm going to be on the same stage as all these. I went and saw Elvis Costello there. He's like a hero of mine. Yeah.
That would have been sensational.
Yeah. I saw Foo Fighters there.
Oh, my God. Now it's like, yes.
Jeff Buckley.
It's getting worse for Carl.
Yeah, I know.
Black
Pressure's
Crows.
on. Yeah.
We should go along, Dino.
Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
Look, there'll be plenty of seats. You're welcome. Stretch out.
Well, no, we're going to go as podcast. Me and Dino started a podcast.
Oh,
this morning,
right.
So, you got any tips for us?
Well, you were one of the very first podcasts.
Yeah, I was one of the very first people to do what you do, but for no money.
Yes.
Yeah, so,
We need a tip. One tip.
Yeah,
One tip. Just keep doing it. That's the tip. Because people like you guys, people want to wake up and they know that you guys are going to be on the radio every morning. It's the same with us. It's like every Wednesday they know a new episode is going to drop. If it's not there, they go and find something else. All of a sudden they listen to Will Anderson, and I don't want that. Right?
Why do they drop on a... Because we heard that a lot of podcasts drop at 1 a.m. on a Wednesday.
Really?
Yeah.
It must be because people just do it and then, like, just before they go to bed, and then it uploads at that time. And so for people in the morning and their commute, it's ready for them in the morning, I guess. Maybe. We don't do that. But.
You're an old friend of our friend, Sam Pang. When do you remember the first time that you met him?
Oh, gee, I'm not sure.
I know, he's just sort of in your life, isn't he?
I know,
All of a sudden he's there.
All of a sudden he's, just been implanted into memories.
I just used to admire Carl from afar.
Yes.
What did you admire about me?
Just your work ethic.
Right, okay. My admin skills.
Yeah,
not my talent.
I was going to say.
Yeah, my shuffling of papers.
That's a really big insult to talk to a comedian that not mention how funny they are.
Yeah.
Dave O'Neill, he's got a good work ethic.
Exactly. It's the most brutal thing you can say in comedy. You go, oh, do you like this comedian? What do you think about this comic? And they go, yeah, he's a good guy. You go,
oh, yeah, he's fine.
Is it? Is that really?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. He's a good guy.
That's how you do it in comedy.
What's the best? He's an arsehole.
Yeah.
You go with funny or, hilarious, or, like a genius. Not like, oh, yeah, he's Dave. Because he works hard.
Yeah.
Footy terms is similar to work hard. He's what's he like as a player? He's serviceable.
Oh, right.
Oh,
okay.
Serviceable is brutal.
Yeah. That's what you get.
Well, the best thing about Carl.
Not for a former Lions legend.
Oh, no, absolutely.
No, far from serviceable.
Not in the same paragraph.
Carl obviously stand-up comedian, but also, podcast, guru, but also, like an impresario. When he has his own comedy rooms. That's the thing that people sometimes don't know about.
Regular weekly shows in the city. Yeah.
But we've been trying. I said to these guys that I know we're big on the comedy festival, right? It's 2 or 3 weeks of madness, but there is live comedy throughout the year.
52 weeks a year, Sam.
That's right.
Yeah.
I think most people don't realise that. They think that they can only see comedy in the comedy festival.
Exactly. Well, Sam Pang doesn't realise it because I'm hitting him up every week, getting him to come and do a gig, and there's a lot of radio silence on the text message.
You get used to that.
What are the venues that I pop in of yours? Because you got a lot.
Basement Comedy on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Spleen on Monday night.
Where's Basement Comedy? At the European Beer Cafe?
That's correct,
That's a great room.
That's his room.
Yeah, it's a nice
I love that room.
Yeah,
I saw Luke Heggie there and others. Luke Hegge's a genius.
Is that the one where we went to?
Yes, it is.
Is that where Dave O'Neill did? Is that where
That's where we saw
Dave O'Neill did his show as well.
So,
yeah.
so you and Dave O'Neill go back a long way, don't you?
Yeah. If you're in comedy, you know Dave O'Neill, don't you? He's a big regular on this show, so everyone knows Dave O'Neill. He's he will look. My wedding was a couple of years ago, and he came along to that. He was invited to that, along with a lot of other big heavy hitters in comedy. But Dave O'Neill,
did he do his KD Lang joke?
He didn't do it. No, he wasn't
Was the
performing.
Wuhan that is +1? Or was it? Yeah. Okay.
No, a couple of years before that.
Right.
But this sums up Dave O'Neill in one tiny little story. He came to the wedding, then he disappeared, and we're like, "Where's Dave O'Neill gone?" All of a sudden, he was back. Like, where were you? Oh, he nipped out in the middle of my wedding to do a corporate for Chemist Warehouse.
Dave O'Neill.
That is brilliant.
We're in the middle of nowhere. I don't know how he found the corporate. We were honestly in like zone 3.
Seriously, his Volkswagen Golf has done 7 million kilometres.
That is amazing.
7 million.
That's the greatest story I've ever
That
heard.
is the greatest story, and it's so Dave O'Neill.
I'm walking down the aisle and he sniffed out a corporate. He sniffed out $3,000 out in Warburton somewhere.
Yes. I love that story. I'll be bringing that up with him on Friday.
Yeah.
Carl Chandler, this is going to be amazing. See the Little Dum Dum Club's 500th episode live at the Athenaeum Theatre, August 14th.
Athenaeum or Palais, did you say?
Athenaeum on August the 14th.
So that's coming up. That's quick. That's one that is actually selling fast.
There's only a couple of dozen tickets to go. It's 1,000-seater, so there's not many to go.
The one in November though.
Yeah,
plenty.
The Great Australian Podcast Festival. That's November 6 and 7. Get onto it. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
Remember yonks ago when I got these? No, they already made them. This bootlegged T-shirt / jumper company, and you didn't get any money out of this, JB.
No.
Made a bootleg Jonathan Brown.
A T-shirt with all images, a little montage of
a tribute jumper.
How would you explain it? Like, describe it though, Swanee. It's clearly bootlegged, right?
It's very 80s. There's lots of fading colours.
Was Brownie a bit flat? Because
neon blue.
No, that's
cash.
Thing about JB. He didn't give a shit, and he even posted it.
I posted, and there was a guy on the plane flying a couple of days ago. Anyway, and they sent a photo. A guy that was his travel attire.
Yeah, a guy was wearing
a T-shirt on.
These are selling really well for these guys.
Finger in the air.
They're called the Carlton Draft. Anyway, this shirt has these trademark finger point. He's got that angry brownie face, chest mark.
Oh, good biceps there.
Great biceps, friend.
Thank you.
It's all a bit one note.
Yeah, but it's still
one note. Mate, it's got a chest mark. It's got a goal celebration.
Let me have a look.
A bit of selling candy.
I would prefer one of you say during your your betting ads where you had a claw. Where you had claw, where you're holding a claw, and it was like.
Well, you can do the updated version.
Can you
claw back your dignity?
Can you claw back your dignity?
When you do one of those, one of those ones where you're dressed as a chicken or something. These are all like
Woody
highlight
going down the slide.
Yeah,
or that great one where he looked like the worm from the
bookworm.
The bookworm
from the book place.
From they've gone with images from your playing days. Fine, well done.
Hey, but because I'm
a former Brisbane Lions legend.
Yeah, that's true. Don't you forget it.
No, that big fella.
You guys know I've got a real passion for horseplay and hijinks.
Yeah. You do.
Obviously, we've got some made of another footballer in this studio, the great Sam Pang. And the new hardware is here, the new shirts. Bring them in, models. What? Right now, you can get a Sam Pang limited edition bootleg shirt.
Okay.
You idiot.
Oh, my God.
The orchid. It says the orchid on the
is this
bottom.
from the same
Same people, the Carlton Draft. Look at it.
All right, so the...
So Brody, Jack and Vic are all in here wearing this new T-shirt.
Sam Pang, the orchid, in orchid colours, a light
Pikey's
purple
on
and
it.
blue.
Oh, geez, have you got image clearance for Pikey?
No, can we... There's the main hero shot is you.
That's Mezza.
I'm going to say about 11 years old. There's another one of you playing in that Victorian team.
In his dirty moustache days. Remember those?
Yes.
I'm playing VFA.
Look at the top left.
Top left VFA.
Powerful.
Was that Pran?
That was a Pran. By the way,
You've got powerful thighs.
Yeah, that photo, that image is absolutely as rare as hen's teeth, as they say, because I've actually got the ball in that. I've got the ball in that.
My favourite, there's 4 images. We've gone through the 3, and my absolute favourite is bottom left, where Pikey is literally on top of you. Your singlet is pulled up and he is choking. He is choking you out. on national television. Both of your arms are flat on the ground.
I was the only player ever in the history of the EJ game to be taken off with autoerotic asphyxiation. Yeah.
And sorry, that was a pivotal moment in Sam's life when he got choked.
It was.
Look at you three. Are you going to, Jax? Would you ever consider wearing that out?
Never again.
Yeah,
Okay,
Never.
well, that's fine.
I didn't think so.
But good
Can
news
we get
is,
some?
you've got one. Swanee, you've got one. Pang, you've got one. The whole team's got one. Ash Gardner, you've got one.
I'm glad I've got one.
Yeah, one.
Geez, they look great.
And we'll give them away on air because they're pretty hot. They're pretty hot.
So cute.
Yeah.
The little photo of him when he was 9.
That's when he won the league best. He won the league best and fairest. What age group?
Please, I was under 17s in the Diamond Valley, best and fairest. in the
Focus on the fairest element of that title.
Right. I was 9. I was 9 years old.
You were 9.
But to listeners, if you get on our show, just ask us on air for a Sam Pang shirt. That's how this will work. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
The podcast.
Win a Mitsubishi. Win a Mitsubishi. It's time for Jokes on Funny. Tell Sam a joke and make him laugh. And receive all the glory of making him laugh.
Oh, g'day, punters. Woo!
An easy competition to explain, a very difficult competition to win. Make Sam laugh, win a car. Sounds easy. Has been going on for eternity.
How long's this one been going for?
Yeah, that's the one. In saying that, in many times over the years, prizes have been given away.
Yes,
I'm a
you
laugher.
have. You have.
Car, money. What else?
Your dream
Two
maker.
scooters.
2 scooters.
Hey, yeah, 2 scooters.
He was great.
Your dream maker, Sam.
Lauren from Sunbury. Lauren, how do you do this morning?
I am good, thank you.
Is it cold in Sunbury today?
It's not too bad, just wet, just the drizzling rain.
It is drizzling rain. All right, Lauren, here's your chance. Today could be the day that you drive away in a brand new Mitsubishi Eclipse, and why wouldn't you?
That'd be great. All right, you ready?
Ready.
Yes.
What do you call a hen that can count its own eggs?
What do you call a hen that can count its own eggs?
A mathemachicken.
A mathemachicken.
Good stuff.
Oh, no.
What do you know from funny, you bastard?
Oh, Lauren.
Jeez. It's always a good sign when Brownie just limps in with, that's good stuff.
Because what he means is it's not good stuff.
Well, it was very well told, though,
Thanks for the
Lauren.
apology. She apologised.
Oh, really?
I'll support him.
Oh,
supporting you.
Bit of fun, though.
Hey, you've got 30 flavoured seltzers, Moondog Fizzer, Mix Pack.
Very nice.
What? Oh, great.
The way you say mix pack is funnier than the joke.
Here we go.
Joe from Frankston. Hi, Joe.
Hello.
All right. Don't be nervous. I can hear it in your voice.
Are you nervous, Joe?
I've been waiting 2 weeks to tell Sam this joke.
Oh, my God. The suspense is killing me, Jojo.
You know, we were away for 2 weeks and they played best ofs, didn't they, Swanee?
Yes, they did.
You weren't ringing up on a Wednesday, were you, Joe?
No, I was not.
The amount of people, Swanee, that thought we were still on during those 2 weeks.
I know.
Hey, great. Loving you on the radio this morning. Yeah, cool. We're not on. Anyway,
Is
Joe.
that what you said? Did you say shut up, idiot?
Yeah, that's right.
That's
No, I didn't.
classic Sam.
Hello, Joe. All right, you ready? Off we go.
Okay. Why don't witches wear underwear?
Why don't witches wear underwear?
To get a better grip on the broom.
That's a good one.
Spicy.
A little image of a hot dog in a bun came to mind.
What do you know from funny, you...
You're a bastard, Joe.
I love that
A
one.
friendly bastard who's won tickets to The Conjuring. That's pretty good.
By the way, you're amazing. Tell you what's not helped me, by the way. They look through the glass, and then there's Ash Gardner disrobing and putting on one of my T-shirts.
I was wearing something under my shirt.
Yeah, I know, it's going to be comfortable.
They are.
Look through the glass. I think I'm on the Gold Coast again,
Why don't we give these away as a prize?
No, they have to ask
you have
for
to
it.
ask.
Is that the rule?
Yes, okay.
You've got to ask.
Yes.
You've got to ask.
It's a
you don't get it for nothing.
Limited edition Sam Pang the Orchid shirt.
Beautiful.
Michelle.
Hi.
Hi, Michelle.
I was really nervous before. Now I'm even more nervous because Joe's joke was really funny and he didn't laugh.
I know. It was funny and he didn't laugh. But don't let that put you off, though, because he doesn't laugh at anything. It doesn't matter how funny it is. I have laughed at plenty of jokes.
I laugh a lot.
No, you do.
Okay,
you
Sam,
do.
well,
That
now's
is-
your chance to
Yes.
show us, okay?
okay. All right.
Good morning, Sam. Good morning.
Good morning, Michelle.
morning,
Lovely to
beautiful.
speak from you.
Nice.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, there's this lady, she's died and she goes to heaven. And she goes up to heaven and she's standing in the queue waiting at the pearly gates. And as she's approaching the gates, she can hear these blood-curdling screams coming from behind the gates. And she's like, oh, my God. She turns to her guardian angel and says, what's all the screaming about? And the guardian angel says, oh, don't worry, dear. That's just where they drill a hole in your head for your halo. She's like, oh, my goodness. She gets her halo put in. She gets to the next. There's another queue. She's queuing up, getting closer to the gates. There's these blood-curdling screams coming behind the gates. She turns to her guardian angel and says, what now? And the guardian angel says, oh, don't worry, dear. That's just where they drill a hole in your back for your wings. She says, geez, if this is what it's like when you go to heaven, what must it be like in hell? And the guardian angel says, oh, in hell, it's just sex, 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 sex. And she says, geez, I wish I had gone there. I've already got a hole for that one.
Oh, g'day, punters!
What? Who's laughing?
No one.
People
Are you serious?
in management's not laughing. I'll tell you that.
So you didn't think it was funny?
Well, a couple of things. So I've heard that one before, but that's always a
Oh,
problem.
have you?
But
Did you laugh the first time?
Of course he did.
I can't remember. The thing is, Michelle and Swanee,
Yeah.
you think...
Should we explain that joke?
No, I wouldn't explain it. How do you think? Do you think that one should have got through, Swanee?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fine. It's fine. It's over the top of
I think that's fine.
youngsters' heads.
May
I
I
don't
offer
care.
you a tidbit?
I loved it. It's great. Well
You
done, Michelle.
may, Dino.
Michelle, in one of the most bogan things I've ever heard, has a Tweety tattoo. So she's won tickets to the new Space Jam film.
Michelle, you got a Tweety tattoo.
And Dino's going to go with you.
No, it's not just your everyday, ordinary Tweety one. It's the one from the original Space Jam, and it was released 30 years ago. It's got his little basketball singlet on, and he's flying like he's angry. It's just above my pubic area.
Very special prize for having the biggest bogan tattoo in Melbourne.
So you have to see Space Jam: A New Legacy in cinemas now. I've seen it. It's rad.
Do you drink wine?
I do.
12 bottles.
Of course she does. She had about 20 of them before that tattoo.
You got a Tweety tattoo. I think she drinks wine, Swanee.
Do you want to see what this looks like? Well, get the visuals on Instagram. Follow Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
Favourite time of the day is when the kids come home from school and they're full of news. And it's all different sorts of news according to their ages. And my favourite news comes from my year 7, my newly minted high school boy. And I've got to tell you, I'm really enjoying this stage of his childhood because he's a very funny kid. And I've got all the time in the world for funny people. And I just like his take on the world because I feel like I was 13 not that long ago, so it's still quite familiar to me.
Is he the funniest? The three? Is he funny?
I can't pick them. I can't pick
He's
them.
got a funny voice.
They're
too.
all very funny.
Real husky.
Yeah.
Great.
So Leo has got this husky voice, very loud, like the projection. I swear he's got a hollow head. The projection is unbelievable. And he also speaks with an accent. I don't know where it comes from. It's like, oi, mum, oi. Oi, mum. Right, so he walks in yesterday. I'm already home.
Oh, is this Leo?
Yeah, Leo.
You know, I've met Leo a few times. It's never made me laugh once.
Hasn't he?
That little punk.
Well, he'll punch you, all right?
No, well, I'm going to fold him next time
He'll
I
take
see
you
him.
down. No, he will fold you, Sam Pang. Anyway, so he comes home and he's always dishevelled too, which is what my
He
favourite
is too.
thing.
I
Yeah.
saw him at your front gate a few weeks ago after he had detention.
Yeah.
And he was laid home.
Yeah.
He's so dishevelled.
Shirt out,
yeah.
backpack half on.
Like he's fallen out of a tree.
And he walks in. I said, oh, hi, how was your day? Straight into it. Oi, mum, on the bullshitometer, where does this rate? We have to write a 250-word essay on how the Trials World Tour relates to the idea of communities.
What's the Trolls World Tour?
It's a movie. I haven't even seen it. It's bullshit, mate. Anyway, I said, okay, so the bullshitometer. I'm going to answer the question.
I love that, the bullshitometer.
The bullshitometer. I'm like, what does it go to? He goes, 10. And I said, well, I haven't seen the film, but I'm going to give it a 7. He goes, wrong, 11.
Bang. Bang.
Bang.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
Nova. Chrissy Swan, Sam Pang and Jonathan Brown.
Chrissy's Celebrity Stuff.
Jason Sudeikis has broken his silence on the split from his, it says ex-fiancée, but it's mother of his children. A big
Studio 10.
Studio's falling apart. It actually is falling
Jack
apart.
Charles has just killed himself.
No, he hasn't.
No, he has not.
And if you are struggling, you can call Lifeline.
13,
Whoa,
11, 14.
that's what we're doing. You're all right, Jack? You're all right, though, aren't you?
Well, that's what we're doing by law.
Okay.
So,
Prove you're all right.
I'm wearing a T-shirt with your face on it, so I'm not okay.
Oh!
bang. Stay down, Pang. So everyone's worried about Jason Sudeikis. That's correct, isn't it?
Sorry, what's happened?
He was married to Olivia Wilde. That's her name.
Well, he's up against it.
And 2 kids. And
David and Goliath battle.
Absolutely. And then she left him and then hooked up with Harry Styles moments later.
Feels like he's
And I think-
slightly... Is this Sudeikis? Ted Lasso?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, slightly. There's a mismatch there, I would have thought.
Yeah.
Between who?
Between what, Olivia
Sudeikis.
Wilde and Ted Lasso? Yeah, I don't think that's a great match.
Well, they had a beautiful relationship. It was a success, as you guys say. They had 2 gorgeous children, and then she was photographed cuddling up to Harry Styles, and who could blame him? We feel like he lost the plot,
How old's
Jason.
Harry Styles?
Sudeikis was outmatched like Pang was outmatched against Pikey in the Legends game.
Agreed.
So Sudeikis versus Styles, Pike v Pang.
Yeah.
Ted Lasso season 1 was great.
And I love him. Harry Styles is 27.
Yeah,
And-
Lasso. Sudeikis is not 27, is he?
No.
No, but it's not
that's-
about age. It's about connection.
Yes.
Do you have any? Do you have any problems
Deep
when? Do
connection.
you have any problems when when there's a breakup and then the man ends up in the arms of a younger woman?
It's only 10 years.
Child.
It's not that much.
Hello, Harry.
Hello.
She's only 37. He's
37.
27.
How old's Sudeikis?
I don't know.
He's in his 40s, isn't he?
In his 40s.
Oh, mate, he's...
Anyway, everyone
He's
was...
cooked. He's
He's
cooked.
45.
45. He's like she should ring him to get Sudeikis to pick him up after a day.
Yes.
Drop him home.
He's getting superannuation.
That's the
Blessing
sort
for
of
the
thing
wedding.
you would do, Pang. Okay.
Have done.
Okay. I know. Anyway, we were worried about him because he turned up to the Golden Globes in a tie-dyed hoodie, remember, when everybody else was in a,
And he
in
won.
a tuxedo.
Because he was great.
That's right. And everyone was really concerned.
Who's Sudeikis did?
Yeah, he's lost his mind. Anyway, he reveals that he wore that hoodie because he didn't want to effing wear the effing top half of a Tom Ford suit. I love Tom Ford suits, but it just felt weird as anything.
Really?
Yes.
No wonder Olivia Wilde left him.
I wonder if it felt weirder than seeing pictures of Olivia Wilde in the arms of Harry Styles.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
He's a good guy.
Maniskin.
Anyway, wear the suit.
What a shame.
The
And he
moral of
knows
the
it's not going to last too as well.
It might last.
Harry will move on to something.
No, it might last.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
I'm not going to be. I'm not going to lie. It was a tough day this morning. I almost didn't make it in. Obviously, some sad news in the wrestling world.
Yeah.
Lost
Oh
another.
no, another one.
Lost another one.
I got a text message last night.
Valet.
It's a long, slow, solemn drive home when I entered the car after couch, turned my phone on, the first text message went beep beep.
And who was it?
How did it go?
How'd it go again?
How did it go?
Beep beep.
Oh.
Or sounds to that
God.
effect.
Okay.
I sound like the Roadrunner, my text message sound.
Is it?
And it says, Valet, Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff. That was from Sam Pang.
Now, as you know, I have a very, very clear window of following wrestling. It was 1985 to 1990. It was a very, very sharp 5 years. Mr. Wonderful was right in my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Yes, I've got his figurine. Yes, I may have, in my younger days, had him in the bedroom as I had visitors. But
Yeah,
it doesn't.
sure.
We don't have to go into detail.
Does his doll have any accessories?
Does his figurine?
No, his doll. That's the same thing. Does his doll have...
Does his action figure? You remember you tried to call it? You called it a doll when Jake the Snake Roberts came in.
It is a doll.
Jeez, he was in good nick. Look at him there.
Oh, mate, we call Mr. Wonderful for no... you don't call him Mr. Wonderful for no... He was in...
I mean, I can't see below the waist, but I'm guessing that's a very small penis, if you know what I'm saying.
You take that back.
No.
Take it back now.
I won't. And it's no judgment, but there is a lot of steroids going on there.
He's not too ripped, though.
It's not.
Anabolic. One word.
He was
anabolic.
Tiny grapes.
No, he was wonderful everywhere. Now, the thing is you need to know, at WrestleMania, the first WrestleMania...
Pretty crook towards the end, though.
Yeah, all right. Listen. Always so... Listen, don't... WrestleMania, Swanee.
Yeah.
You'll never understand how big it was when you're to a teenage boy.
I know, it was massive.
It was unbelievable, right? And the main event, this is how big it was. The main event was Mr. T and Hulk Hogan taking on Rowdy Roddy Piper and Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. Do you know how big it was? It was at Madison Square Garden. Muhammad Ali was the ref. That's how big it was.
Huge.
Really?
Absolutely.
One of the biggest sporting events of that year.
It was
Madison Square Garden and Muhammad Ali as the ref. That's unbelievable.
cool,
That's
isn't it?
unbelievable. So, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff passed away at the age of 71. One of the great theme songs, Swanee, that he used to come out to. Have a listen.
Oh, was he a nice one?
No, he was a heel, but he was called Mr. Wonderful.
He was a heel.
But also, it's a good theme song. When, keep it going, Dano. Keep it going, because it's
poignant.
Mate, your theme song's a duet. That's not the same singer.
That's not Elizabeth, is it?
No, another one, because she's gone as well. Opera. Imagine coming out to that. Alrighty, a Hall of Fame inductee in 2005.
He made the Hall of Fame.
Absolutely, did.
Yeah, because there was controversy there as to why he wasn't in the early 2000s. There was a campaign.
It's been described as one of the greatest wrestlers never to win a major title. He was
bridesmaid.
Yeah, I loved him. Tributes have flown in from real tributes, Swanee, from the Iron Sheik, Triple H, Hulk Hogan, all the big ones.
The ones that are still alive.
Yeah,
there would have been a lot more.
Yeah, they're all the ones that
There would
still
have been a
alive.
lot more this time last year. It seems like they're dropping like
since
flies.
we've been on air, do you know the ones that have passed? Rowdy Roddy Piper, Randy Macho Man Savage, Mr. Fuji,
the Ultimate Warrior.
They've all gone. So to have Jake the Snake Roberts, remember Jake the Snake Roberts in the studio?
Oh,
Yeah.
that was amazing.
It's just amazing that. But yeah, they're dropping
One of the all-time great sexual harassers, I believe. That
once again, take that back.
I get a.
Well, Sam introduced him.
And Seb Costello introduced Sam.
Yeah, that's right. Sam introduced Seb Costello. His big moment. He's a big wrestling fan.
It's just
slow down and really enjoy this story
just for some
because it's
clarification too,
amazing.
right?
This is what's going to happen because Jake the Snake came in here and we interviewed him, and Jake the Snake was so enamoured with Sam that he quickly made a phone call on leaving the premises and said, I would love that guy to introduce me for my show in a couple of nights, a couple of days' time at the Corner Hotel. However, Seb Costello was booked to MC and to host and introduce the night.
Months earlier.
So they couldn't sack Seb. So what ended up happening on the night, we're all there, packed into the band room of the Corner Hotel, and Seb Costello gets up and does a magnificent introduction, not of Jake the Snake Roberts, a magnificent introduction of Sam Pang, who then gets up and introduces Jake the Snake Roberts.
One of the great
Listen,
stories.
Seb did a wonderful job. And I would argue, I don't want to speak for Seb. I don't want to speak for Seb, but I would argue probably just as big a thrill for Seb. That's all I'll say.
And then remember Pangy stood on stage for a weird amount of time. He didn't know if he could leave.
He didn't know how to get off.
What I wouldn't give to hear the conversation from the management of someone to Seb Costello saying, hey, Seb, slight change of plan. We know that you've been booked to intro Jake the Snake and you're still going.
Excited
you're still
to have
there.
you. Excited to have you.
Thrilled to have you honoured. It's just been a slight change. Sam Pang's going to do it now.
Hey.
And you've just got to introduce Sam Pang.
Still a great night.
It was magnificent.
Still a great night.
Horrible mistake.
Still a great night.
We should get Seb on to see how he felt.
Yeah,
he
we
might have
should.
been. He might have been a
I
bit.
couldn't
flat.
believe it was happening. I couldn't believe what was unfolding.
Your
before
face
the
would have
light.
just been absolutely delighted.
You idiot.
He was kick and punch.
What's wrong
You've
with you?
been like, what is that? Is that Seb Costello introducing Sam? That is amazing.
I thought I was in a dream.
Seb, if you're listening by chance, 13-24-10.
Anyway, look back
Did
to
he
our.
call you the great man? Because if he
National
didn't,
brand.
yeah, that's a miss.
I was too enamored of the fact that I was standing next to Jake the Snake Roberts.
great honour.
By the way, but back to our tribute, our loving tribute to the passing of WWE/F Hall of Famer, Mr. Wonderful
that's
Paul
right.
Orndorff. He passed away at 71. Mate, you know how big he was. You know he was drafted. He was drafted by the New Orleans Saints.
Is he in the NFL?
So he could have played in
Wow.
the NFL if he wanted. Like as I said, Hulk Hogan paid a wonderful tribute to Paul Orndorff on Twitter. Thank you always for making me fight for everything in our matches. Heaven just got even more wonderful. So
that's beautiful.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
Now, listen,
Strangely
I know-
heartfelt from you.
Hey, Mean Gene, you know Mean Gene, one of my favourites. Mean Gene Oakhorn used to do the backstage interviews
the
with the
best.
boys.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to play a couple of grabs from Mr. Wonderful talking to Mean Gene. Mr. Wonderful was a very, very, a professional entertainer, very good at his job.
Good orator.
Very good. So, he's called Mr. Wonderful, Swanee. And as Mean Gene finds out here, there was a lot of baggage that went with being Mr. Wonderful.
Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff. You look a little down in the mouth this week. Any reason for that, Paul?
Yeah, there's a reason for it. You know that it's gotten to the point where every time that I look at the cameras that another woman leaves her husband for Mr. Wonderful. I've heard.
I've heard. Every time Mr. Wonderful looked at a camera, another woman left her husband.
Just get straight up and get your suitcase.
Speaking of suitcases, Mr. Wonderful, when he flew, Swanee, you speaking of baggage, he and suitcases, he had trouble on flights.
I was flying from L.A. to New York. I reserved my own first-class section.
The whole section?
Exactly. I have my own busboys. I have my own waitresses waiting on me. I want to be left alone. And Lord and behold, who comes up and bothers me? Who else? The captain of the airplane. Wanting to know, Mr. Wonderful, is it okay to take off now?
Oh, come on.
I love Mean Gene. Oh, come on.
Oh, Mean Gene's unbelievable.
on now.
What about the bit when Mr. Wonderful tells Mean Gene that he booked out the whole first class section?
I reserved my own first-class section.
The whole section?
Exactly.
The whole
section.
Yes,
Anyway,
that's right.
mate,
too good.
Anyway, I just wanted to say, mate, Mr. Wonderful, he was absolutely one of mine. Varley, gone too soon.
This is the Chrissy, Sam and Brownie podcast.
What about just flicking through the Herald Sun today? Of course, there's a picture of Brownie. That doesn't usually grab your attention.
No.
That happens all the time.
Wednesday.
Then I see Brownie's podcast. I go, oh, what's going on here? Jonathan Brown, Campbell Brown, and Dean Thomas discuss the latest footy news, the big marks, the big hits, and the big headlines of the week on, it's called Brownie's podcast.
With Dean Thomas.
And there's a lot of coverage in the paper.
Oh,
John.
yes.
What else should Chrissy and I be worried? Are you just
No. It's just a little bit of a side project,
passion project.
a passion project. We can sort of just elaborate a little bit more on some of our football
A
musings.
passion project, so you're not getting paid for it.
It's a little hobby, Swanee. Anyway, this is great, and as we know, Dino, big West Coast man. I'm a former Brisbane Lions legend. Campbell Brown, former Hawthorn legend.
He's described as your Novo Radio colleague, Dino Thomas.
Yeah, and this is the great news about this podcast is because for most people, me included, 3 hours of Dino is not enough. With respect to you, Brownie,
That's more than enough.
If you need Brownie, you can find him pretty much every day of the week.
Spot on.
All you need to do
for
is
extra top-ups.
All you need to do is whisper his name out of a window, and he'll be there.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
But
doing
with Dino, this is this is a real treat.
Yeah,
you can get, what is it, an hour, 45 minutes podcast?
45 minutes to an hour. It drops every Wednesday morning, so first episode is on now.
Yeah.
On your podcast apps. It'll be on the Nova website very soon on our
apps. Go to your thingo, search Brownies Podcast.
Brownies Podcast, Brownie with the Y.
And, there's plenty of high-level football chat. And
100%.
Obviously we're former players. Dino's a great footy fan. You ask the contribution that Dino will make.
Who would ask that?
No one. Do you want the last one?
I think we just go straight to the last one. Actually, you know what?
No, hey, come on.
Let's go to the coach. So this is our first conversation because Campbell Brown well qualified to speak about Alistair Clarkson and Sam Mitchell, his old premiership coach and captain. But he was essentially sacked, though.
No, he wasn't sacked, JB.
He wanted to keep coaching.
Hit him.
Mate, you've sacked the greatest coach in Hawthorn history.
No, it's a very amicable handover.
Did he want to keep coaching?
Yes or no?
I think he will keep coaching.
No, did he want to keep coaching the Hawthorn Football Club?
Potentially, but it's obviously been taken out of his hands now, and he's going to be a career coach. I've got no doubt he'll go to another club.
Oh, yeah, you were magnificent then.
Hit him.
And what else?
Something else. I don't know, man. I blacked out. It's a great podcast.
Fantastic. And Dino, he was magnificent as well when we're discussing the West Coast Eagles.
Hey, next week, by the way, I want to do a deep dive on Willie Rioli and weed, all right?
Oh, well, that's all right, Dino. You're well educated to speak about the topic.
This sounds good. This sounds real spicy.
This is what we can guarantee from this damn podcast. It won't sound like SEN or On the Couch.
Hey.
Absolutely.
Great shows.
Hey, great shows, but it won't sound like that.
All right. Well,
get onto your podcast app and search Brownie for a bit of
Brownie's
action.
podcast. All right. All the best.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie. Ripper Show will be back tomorrow. Chrissy, Sam and Brownie. Oh, unless it's a weekend.
Over 100.